Navage, Navage, Navage.
For riding with the Watchdog. Live and local. Just the way you like it. For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies. The only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
A serious injury from an accident can be just the start of your worries. What if you cannot return to work? How do you take care of your family if you're disabled? At Gellner Law Offices, we represent seriously injured people and understand their problem. We know how to get you fair compensation. We will work hard to make sure you get the money you deserve for your losses. Don't go it alone. If you're hurt in an accident, call us at 304-242-2900 or visit us at gellnerlaw.com.
We'd like to help.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
The Highlands Event Center is the area's premier destination for conferences, workshops, employment fairs, weddings, and more. With 4,000 square feet of space, the Highland Event Center can accommodate events large and small. Situated in the heart of the Highlands, guests can enjoy the many restaurants, retail stores, entertainment, and lodging options. To check out everything the Highlands Event Center has to offer, head to thehighlandseventcenter.com or call 833-639-7070.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster. With a look at your local weather forecast for your Tuesday. Look for partly sunny skies, a cool day with a high near 47, overnight low of 37 degrees under partly cloudy skies. A little bit more sunshine in the way of the forecast for your Wednesday with a high near 66. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
All right, listen up, you guys. Morning.
Morning.
It's Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday.
I am loving the sound of your voice.
Good morning, sunshine.
Crank up the radio.
You all ready for the big show? Happy Tuesday, everybody.
And action.
Okay, let's do it. Hey, guys. You ready to let the dogs out?
All right, let's do this.
Yes, we are ready to let the dogs out.
Well, what are we waiting for?
It's showtime.
On air, online, on demand, and on video. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's get a Tuesday underway. It's going to be a little bit warmer today than it was yesterday, and Aaron is calling it more seasonable today. But right now, it's still darn cold. 34 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport, 33 here at my home studios in the Elm Grove section of Wheeling, and 32 and even freezing at the Robinson Auto Group Studios, downtown Wheeling, in the heart of the Ohio Valley. And in all of those cases, the feels-like temperature is a little bit worse. The feels-like for all three places is below freezing. 31 at the airport, 28 here at home, and 30 at the Robinson Auto Group Studios. So it is a cold, it is a cloudy morning this morning, but we will see clearing skies throughout the day, warm up to around 48, and then tomorrow all the way up to 66 degrees. That's what you have to look forward to today. Grandson Teddy was home doing remote school yesterday, Biff. And you know how kids are. He says, Granddad, we haven't been outside for a long time. Can we go outside and play? It's 30 degrees, grandson. No, Teddy. Well, Granddad, let's go out and play outside for a little bit. It's 30 degrees. Well, I'll wear my coat. And you know, you have that argument with kids. How do you say, your granddad is too old to be out in the cold? You know, it's just too old to be out there, too old to be doing that. And no, we did not go out. And then he says, well, do you think it's going to snow? I said, I don't know, ask Aaron Myler. He'll tell you. Of course, then he said, who?
Yeah.
What? What? Who? Anyway, it's going to be, so Aaron calls it seasonable today. I guess 48 is seasonable, but still, boy, it's cold this morning. It's cold. Cold coming in this morning, Biff?
A little bit, not as cold as it was yesterday.
Do you have any frost on the windshield?
No, not this morning. It looked like, I don't know if we got like a real quick shower that moved through last night, but there was just like raindrops or kind of just a little bit on the windshield, but just one quick swipe and they were gone, and it was smooth sailing in.
All right. We've talked before. What are you doing for Thanksgiving this year?
I think we're gonna have one dinner on Wednesday night before Thanksgiving with work schedules and everything, and I think Mom's gonna have Thanksgiving Day. I think she's gonna have lunch. Well, at least I hope she's having lunch because I plan on going up there. So.
And when you get there, you want to eat.
Yeah, I want to eat and watch football. So we'll see. But no, a little bit different this year because usually we have two on Thanksgiving. But
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this year with just the way that everybody's work schedules are and everything, I think we're gonna have one on Wednesday night and then Thanksgiving lunch. So we'll see.
Now, the last couple of years, because of the pandemic, your group was small enough, I guess. You still had Thanksgiving dinner even though there was a pandemic, right? I mean, you didn't cancel Thanksgiving, or did you? I can't remember.
No, we had it, but I think Mom just had, she just had the kids up, and that was, that was pretty much, that was it. We didn't have my stepfather. His father usually comes up, and we didn't have him this year, and of course last year was the first Thanksgiving without Grandma. So yeah. we didn't have any of the other grandparents up. It was just kids, and that was it.
We did not have a family gathering the last 2 years, and we're a family that enjoys the Thanksgiving and Christmas get-togethers, but we just couldn't do it the last 2 years. Didn't feel like it. I think I told you last year, Nancy and I bought a Thanksgiving dinner for each of the kids and sent it to their house. But this year we're going to try it. We're going to try and have everybody out here to the house. Because of renovation work that's been done in everybody's house this year, nobody really has room for everyone, but we're trying to figure out how we can put up tables and do all that. And looking forward to have everybody here. Looking forward to having an honest-to-goodness, old-fashioned family Thanksgiving dinner. I came across this story, though, earlier in the week, Biff. Apparently, and a lot of other folks, of course, this year are now getting back to the family dinner tradition. Apparently, a significant number of Americans are having, I don't know what to call it, they're having a vaccine mandate for their families if they want to come to Thanksgiving dinner. 3 out of 5 Americans say that their unvaccinated relatives are banned from coming to the family dinner. I'm calling it a vaccine mandate. If you want to come to family dinner, you will have to get vaccinated. I get it. I mean, I understand it completely. I completely understand it. But, man, that seems tough, huh?
Yeah, that seems...
Vaccine mandate for family dinner.
That seems a little extreme.
2/3 of the people surveyed, this is a pretty big survey, 2,000 American residents were surveyed. 2/3 of them say they cannot go home to the holidays unless they have a vaccination. 65% of the people who are fully vaccinated, of the 65% who are fully vaccinated, 58% of them have cut off their family members who refuse to get the vaccine. Now, I'll be honest, we have at least one family member who is, I don't think anti-vax exactly, but who just feels that my body is good and I won't have to get the vaccine. I got to tell you, it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous about Thanksgiving dinner. But I suppose we'll have him put a mask on or something and try and do it. But it's just, wow. Again, I understand it. I get the concept of, boy, vaccine mandate for your family. That's, we live in a new and different world, I guess, don't we, Biff?
We do. I mean, it's, it's still different even, 2 years later. I mean, it's
right.
it's just the way it is. I mean, for some.
You know, every last one of us, I assume, is ready to get past COVID, right? We're all ready to get back to whatever normal is going to be. And again, I don't want to play the game, but we all know that normal isn't going to be quite the same as it once was. But still, if nothing else, we're all probably going to wash our hands more often. But everybody, I think, wants to get back to some sense of normalcy. But I don't. Are we getting there or not? Now, story today in the Intel from Stephen Adams says the number of COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations in West Virginia have dropped from their September high, but the numbers are leveling off. So we've been dropping, now they're leveling off. I noticed in Ohio County, and I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I think last week it was like 70. Now we're back up to 140, something like that, cases in Ohio County. So it's like, are we getting out of this or not? I just don't know.
I think
I'm as ready as I possibly can be to get back to normal, though.
I think, though, that there are signs that show that, yes, we are. And it shows more in, I think, different regions. And then it's a roller coaster. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now we think we're doing good. And then all of a sudden, within a short time span, the numbers are up again and we're thinking, all right, here we go. And then all of a sudden it's back down. It's just one roller coaster ride that we can't seem to get the roller coaster steady enough to go in one direction.
I think part of it is we so badly want to get back to normal that, pardon me again, excuse me, that when we see the signs of things getting better, we like jump into the pool, right? Oh, then we jump back to everything being normal, and it doesn't. We're really going to have to walk our way more slowly back to normalcy. Well, I mean, I'm thinking, for example, back in June, the numbers are really going down. We were looking really good. That's when I felt like, boy, it's time to start scheduling vacations again, and we did, and we scheduled the Rocky Mountain trip. But by the time the trip came, the numbers had gone back up. Now, we avoided, there were no problems, but still the numbers had gone back up, and I don't know if I would have booked the trip with numbers where they were when we left compared to where they were when we booked the trip. Just one example. I just think we're running too fast to try and get back to normal. We got to understand it's still a slow haul, I think.
And you got to remember this time of the year too, holiday time. I mean, we're going to have them right in a row. You know, we go from Thanksgiving to a month into Christmas, and then not even the next week is the New Year's holiday. So not only do you have all three of those holidays coming up in a row, but now we're getting to the time of the year where people aren't going to be going outside as much as they were, like you were saying, in June or July during the summer months. Most people are now going to want to be staying inside, and you know, because with it getting dark now like it does, you know, how many people are going to want to go out? So you're not going to see, between the upcoming holidays and people not going out as much as they used to, I'm sure it's going to give some of the experts cause for concern.
And it probably should. I mean, there are there are things happening in the world that happens. But speaking of this getting late, getting dark earlier, this year I hate it more than any other year, Biffy. I am in my pajamas by 5:30. I mean, it's embarrassing. Well, last night at a church meeting, would have been embarrassing if I gone to the church meeting in my pajamas. Okay, so.
You talk about conversation on that one.
Here comes Howard. He's got his pajamas on. Carry on. Let's get the meeting going. So no, I don't. But when we're at home, Teddy leaves at 5:30, 6:30, whenever he leaves, and that's it. He leaves. Bye, Teddy. Bye. Love you. See you tomorrow. And he goes off down the street. Close the door. Honey, I think I'm just gonna get my pajamas on now. Just God, more than any other year, this year, the darkness of the darkness of the evening has just really sent me to jammy land, I guess.
I mean,
and then by 8 o'clock, I'm starting to think, well, you ready for bed? I don't know.
It's tough too, you know, when you're sitting around and you're relaxing, and you know you got to go, you know, somewhere, like say 7 or 8 in the evening or what it is, and you're comfortable, and it's like, oh, you know, do I really? You got to go, and you don't want to, but you know you have to, and you do it anyway, right. And you go out and you come back, and you put your pajamas or your sweatpants back on, and you get ready and enjoy the rest of the evening till it's time to go to bed.
It's just, I said the day we lost daylight savings time, I've reached the point where sun's done, I'm done. That's pretty much the way it works.
A hockey game a couple weeks ago, I think we went to, and the little guy was with us, and it got over, and he told me, he said he was going to go home and put his pajamas on and get ready for bed. I said, oh yeah? He said, yeah. I said, well, I think I'm going to go home and put my sweatpants on too. And he kind of he said, sweatpants? I said, yeah, buddy. I said, you wear pajamas, I wear sweatpants. I said, I'm going to go home and get ready for bed too. He's like, oh, okay. So, you know, he gets it. I mean, he's that age now where he knows what comfortable is, and he thought it was pretty funny that I did the same thing. So,
one day last week, Teddy was not. He had a little bit of a cough, a little bit of a cold, and his parents don't like him around me. I guess they worry about me getting sick and stuff. So, we're not going to send him down to your house. So, he was at his house, and he FaceTimed to tell me that, Granddad, we're having a pajama party. And I pulled back on the FaceTime screen. I said, Teddy, Granddad's having his pajama party too.
You probably started earlier than he did.
And I bet I did too. 7:23 after the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. We're roaming right around freezing everywhere with temperature, the feels like temperature actually a couple degrees lower. So we're at freezing or below. Going to hit 48 for the high today. Where are we going today? Got some interesting stuff today. Wheeling Area Congressman David McKinley going to join us. to talk about his vote on the infrastructure bill, his objections to the next Build Back Better bill, and his upcoming Republican primary with Alex Mooney, where Donald Trump yesterday endorsed Mooney over McKinley. Dave McKinley with us coming up next hour. We'll talk about that. Our national correspondent Tom Squitieri is with us. We're going to look at a Russian missile test this week, Biff. That it was a test, but it blew up a satellite by design and left a debris field through outer space. It sent the people in the International Space Station scrambling into their spacesuits and into their spacecraft because now there's all this space debris floating around up there, and there's concern that this space debris could be around for a long time, interfering with satellites, hitting satellites, and so on, all for a Russian missile test. The issue came up at the Pentagon briefing yesterday, and Tom Squitieri will bring that up to us in the next hour as well. Chuck Collins has been with us before. He is with the Institute for Policy Studies. He is actually formerly very wealthy guy, gave away all of his money or most of his money, and now he works for income inequality. We're going to talk with him today about the Build Back Better bill and what its impact may be on income inequality. That's coming up later on today. And right after we break, Biff, this one confuses me. There's a new poll in West Virginia. Came out yesterday. Hoppy had Mark Blankenship on his show on Statewide Talk Line. Biden gets bad marks. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's West Virginia, so Biden gets bad marks. Manchin gets good marks. Okay, I guess, I don't know. That's kind of leaves me, I'm not sure. But Jim Justice gets a huge, big approval number. How can, I don't care, Republican, how does he get an approval rating of the number it is? I don't understand it.
Because he's giving
stuff away. He took a victory lap yesterday, put out a press release that, oh, you know, you see why everybody loves me. I'm so good. I don't get it.
That's why, because he's giving stuff away. You know, he's having all these sweepstakes and everything. I mean, if you're giving stuff away, yeah, people are going to like you.
Yeah. Yep. Well, if that's true, they should like Biden. See, I said that for my Republican friends. See, Biden's like a Democrat, and Democrats just give stuff away. I thought that might be. Anyway, we've got that coming up. Plus, your worst Christmas present ever. I want to ask about that. I've got all this coming up. You want to join me, use the text line 304-214-1600, 304-214-1600. You can call me at 304-232-8255, 304-232-TALK. It is the CityNet hotline. Happy to use it. 7:27 here on the Watchdog Morning Show.
We're a farm store.
Hey, neighbor. No, this will probably be a lawsuit filed. Cannot say that.
All the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at onnradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Save on your next project during Menards' last 11% rebate sale of 2021. Update your home with a Mastercraft door built just for you. Start a bathroom remodel and save on a new vanity. Update your kitchen with the largest in-stock appliance selection to take home today at the lowest prices. Menards' last 11% rebate sale of 2021 is good through Wednesday, November 24th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 at 304-233-4445.
Toyota's full lineup of four-wheel and all-wheel drive vehicles combine our legendary reliability with the safety and handling necessary to take on any terrain, element, or adventure that comes your way. And with 12 available models, including Camry, Venza, and the all-new Corolla Cross, there's a style for everyone. Visit buyatoyota.com for the latest offers and to find a dealer near you. Toyota, your four-wheel and all-wheel drive specialists. Let's go places.
Highland Sports Complex is the coolest destination for sports and entertainment the Ohio Valley has ever seen. Pop in for some open basketball in our field house or reserve some turf time for your next practice or game on our synthetic fields. Online registration is open for development classes and leagues for youth and adults. Highland Sports is also the hottest destination for birthday parties and other events. So come challenge yourself on our play climb and enjoy your favorite virtual reality game in the arcade. No memberships required, so visit highlandsports.com to find your next entertainment experience and get ready to reach new heights.
You want sports talk? We got the goods all night long. Tune into Sports Map Radio, evenings and overnights on FM 98.1, AM 1600. We are the Watchdog.
It's your turn to talk. From politics to pet peeves, get it off your chest and on the air. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
To the other side. We're gonna do to the other side, yeah.
Here in Myler forecast coming up in a minute or two. Got a text here on a subject that I was going to get into in a little bit anyway, so hang in there for the texter and I'll follow up with your question a bit later on, probably the next half hour, so we'll get to that. Other texts are coming in, 304-214-1600, 304-214-1600. One asked me about a rumor that he is hearing, and I don't ever comment on rumors until I get them confirmed. However, I do appreciate it when you let me know the rumors, because then I can check them out. So a couple of texts coming in off the text line, 304-214-1600. So yesterday on Statewide Talkline, Hoppy unveiled the latest West Virginia poll. New survey results from Mark Blankenship of MBE Research. Blankenship's a pretty good guy. It's a reasonably good polling company. I think they're the largest polling firm in West Virginia. And indeed, they're in this entire region of the country. So a couple of things here of interest. No great surprise, for example. President Joe Biden's approval rating very low among people in West Virginia. All right, that's not a surprise. Does that surprise you, Biff?
No, not at all.
No, I mean, that's, we're West Virginia. We're a blood red state. We're a huge Trump-supporting state. Most of our statewide media is right-leaning, so that's where the media perception is going to be coming. So it doesn't surprise me. Biden's overall approval rating in West Virginia, 32% disapproval, 65%. I don't agree with those numbers, but I understand where they came from. It didn't surprise me one bit. What I was surprised about, though, were the numbers on Governor Jim Justice. 69% of West Virginia voters are giving thumbs up to Governor Justice for his work since taking office. Now, I have commended the governor for some things. I don't think he's a disastrous governor. I got to think use of that phrase, but he's done good things. I've said that along. I thought the Road to Prosperity in his first term was a very good thing. I think that his approach at the beginning of the pandemic was very good. He was strong and aggressive as a leader, setting up standards, masking, social distancing, and so on. So I have agreed with him on a lot of things, but there's a lot that I think he's just fumbled the ball on badly. Certainly the vaccine he's fumbled the ball on, I think. this whole Baby Dog thing, which, Biff, I think you might be right. Maybe that's why people love him, because he and Baby Dog are out and about handing out stuff, giving away goodies. But in terms of increasing vaccination rates, it has not done anything. He had, those crazy color-coded maps that didn't seem to work last year very well. I mean, just, to me, I was just amazed. He's got a very, very high approval rating in the state, and I don't understand it. And he doesn't, because I don't think, he was a Democrat who turned Republican. I don't think he was a huge Trump supporter, but I don't think he's a real Republican in the political sense of the word. I just think he is Jim Justice. He does what he wants to do. And I just don't get it. Now, Mark Blankenship said on yesterday's Talkline show, when you think about what he has endured, the party switch, the budget issues, COVID, he got his businesses back on track. By the way, I'm not sure that's true. All of these things he had to deal with, and he still has a sky-high approval rating. That says something about the governor's resiliency. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe 50-50 I'd get, but over 70% approving of what he does in its entirety. Baby Dog's approval rating could be 70%. I get that. Everybody loves Baby Dog. Hey, I know really good diehard Democrats who love Baby Dog, right? I mean, I know Democrats in public office who despise justice but go, I'd like to get my picture taken with Baby Dog. Baby Dog has a high, and maybe that's it. Maybe Baby Dog's reputation rubs off on Jim.
Something's rubbing off on him. I don't know what, but I mean.
Senator Manchin also in this mix. Overall job approval rating of West Virginians 60%. 60% approve of the job that Joe Manchin is doing. 78% of voters say they support Manchin and Capito working together to pass the infrastructure bill. And 74% of voters say that Manchin should oppose the Build Back Better plan. Now, I want to point out something here. This is a bit like the old days with Obamacare. I have to assume, I actually have the actual polling, but I didn't read it. I have to assume the question was something like, do you believe that Joe Manchin should support President Biden's Build Back Better plan? The answer was no. Well, that comes from a West Virginia blood red pro-Trump state, so the Republican immediate response is, no, it's Biden's plan. On the other hand, we've seen a lot of polling done about individual aspects of the plan. When you ask people about the specifics of the plan, yes, I like that. Yes, I like. Do you like the expansion of the child care tax credit? Yes, I like that. People, when they look at the piece by piece and don't have it attached to Biden by name, they like it. When it becomes Biden's Build Back Better plan, people disapprove of it. So anyway, those are the polling numbers that came out yesterday. Hoppy was talking about them on his show. And some of them, again, Biden doesn't surprise me. You would expect him to be tremendously low. Manchin, it's hard for me to figure out where people in the state feel about Manchin. But Justice to have 7. And then he put out a press release and he patted himself on the back. Wow, it's wonderful. Everybody loves me. I'm so happy. Just goes to show we've done good things. We'll talk more about that later on. All right, 7:37, 23 till the hour on the Watchdog Morning Show, roaming around the freezing mark, a little above, a little below, depending on where you are. Going to hit a high of 48. What's the full forecast look like? Aaron Myler will have that coming up next here on the Watchdog Morning Show. First, we'll head to WTRF TV for some Ohio Valley headlines.
The WTRF Channel 7 News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Now it's time for your local news headlines from 7 News at WTRF, My Ohio Valley, and ABC Ohio Valley. Only on AM 1600 WKKX. The Watchdog.
Good Tuesday morning, Ohio Valley. I'm Stephen Ruffing with your 7 News headlines. Authorities are investigating a bank robbery in East Liverpool. Officials say a man walked into Farmers National Bank on Bradshaw Avenue yesterday around 9 a.m. He demanded money, had the teller empty the drawer, and then ran away. Police released a picture of the suspect. However, they did admit that person will be tough to identify with a face covering. If you have any information, you're urged to call 330-385-1234. Let's take a look across the Mountain State. Governor Jim Justice is urging West Virginians yet again to get their booster shots. The CDC is now recommending a third dose for all 3 COVID vaccines. If you received the Johnson & Johnson shot, you can mix and match with a Pfizer or Moderna booster. However, according to Health Administrator Howard Gamble, Pfizer and Moderna's criteria is more involved. You need to meet at least one of several guidelines. Booster shots are being administered at the former Michael's Craft store up at the Highlands. They have walk-in clinics Monday through Friday from 9 to 4. We're just 4 days away from the Main Street Bank Fantasy of Lights Parade. The holiday event is returning to Wheeling for its 35th year. 90 units will be in the parade this year, including several marching bands and floats. As always, we'll have it for you live this Friday night, starting at 6:30 on WTRF CBS. And our very own Catherine Guyan, Scott Nolte, and Stephanie Grinley will be there to provide you coverage. That was a look at your headlines. Have a great day, everyone.
The Penguins are back in action tonight when they host the Buffalo Sabres. By the way, in their last 10 games, the Penguins are struggling at 3-5-2. Likewise for the Buffalo Sabres, who in their last 10 games are 3-5-2. Yes, 2 struggling teams will be playing tonight at PPG Paints. Pittsburgh has lost 4 of their last 5 games, but here's some good news. This team is healthy. The only missing player is Geno Malkin, who is still recovering from off-season knee surgery. A COVID-19 outbreak has forced the Ottawa Senators to cancel their next 3 games. A total of 10 players are currently in the league's COVID-19 protocol. Speaking of COVID-19, Steelers safety Minkah Fitzpatrick, who is vaccinated, has been added to the National Football League reserve COVID-19 list. Steelers visit the LA Chargers Sunday night. That other LA team, the Rams, losers to the 49ers in San Francisco, 31-10. The 49ers finally win their first home game in more than a year. Let's hear from a happy head coach of the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan.
But just going to this year was very frustrating, especially, the crowds that we've had, the way our fans have been. They were awesome today, just like they were awesome last week. But I'm glad we gave them something to be proud of today.
Meanwhile, no excuses for the inconsistency on the L.A. Rams offense and losing a game to San Francisco. This is Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford.
I know everybody, had the right mindset, wanted to come out here and play as good a football as we possibly can play in all 3 phases. But you got to go execute. We didn't do it on offense and didn't help our defense out early.
I'm Bill DeFabio on sports, and we are the Watchdog.
Does your company's website work for you? Is it helping attract new clients and improving your brand awareness? If not, or you don't know, contact the team at Omni Strategic Technologies. With expert web developers, they build amazing web experiences that help their clients perform better. Contact Omni at 304-242-7600 or visit them at www.omniperforms.com.
Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands is the perfect place to relax after a long day. Happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Get $2 off appetizers, $3 off domestic drafts, and house wine specials. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA. Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands with another steal of a deal. Get a steak burger and fries all day Monday for only $8.99. It's also Military Mondays. The Lube will take 25% off for all veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA.
New Belgium Fat Tire Amber Ale is now available in West Virginia and distributed locally by wine and beverage merchants. With its toasty and biscuit-like malt flavors blended perfectly with hoppy freshness, it's bound to become one of your new favorite craft beers. Fat Tire Amber Ale is now available at local retailers. Please don't drink and drive, and drink responsibly. From your friends at Wine and Beverage Merchants.
I'm Andrew Saul, Commissioner of Social Security. Beware of telephone scammers pretending to be government employees. Real Social Security employees will never threaten you. Callers threatening you with arrest or other legal action and demanding money are not from us. If you receive a call like this, hang up, do not provide them with any form of payment or information, report the call at OIG www.ssa.gov.
Friday nights in the fall are reserved for high school football, and the 20-year tradition continues on Metro News. It's Summit Community Bank High School Game Night with Fred Persinger and Dave Jecklin. Celebrating 20 years of bringing you up-to-the-minute scores, conference standings, player and coach interviews, and more. Tune in all season long to follow your favorite school. Friday nights from 9:30 to midnight. Summit Community Bank High School Game Night on this Metro News station.
He rambles, he rants, and sometimes he sings. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
Well, let's see. A couple of polls are out, a couple of surveys, or whatever you want to call them. West Virginia is the fattest state in the nation. We're number one. We're number one. We watch more TV than any other state in the nation. We're number one. We're number one. And we are the 6th most food wasteful state in the country. We're number 6. We're number 6. I'll have some details of all that coming up for you a little bit later on this morning here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Just once I'd like to be number one in something really good, Biff. You know, can't we be number one in, I don't know, most acts of Christian charity or something, anything?
Well, we know how to party. We can do that.
It is true. The Mountaineers have been number one party school on and off for many a year.
Although they haven't had much to party about this year.
Well, there are two kinds of parties, Biff. There's the celebratory party, and Mountaineers, I think, understand this, especially WVU students. There's the celebratory party, and there's the pity party. Okay.
What a pity this year.
And you know, when you need to find, when you're a college student, you need to find a reason to drink. I think the way the team has played lately, it's not the good way to drink, it's the bad way. Got to drown your sorrows. Anyway, let's talk about the weather. Aaron Myler is here from the Big 7, WTRF TV. Aaron, define seasonable for me, because I see your forecast says we're going to see seasonable temperatures today.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're just below seasonable, but, I mean, close enough. Normal high would be 51 degrees, so we're just staying like a couple degrees shy of that. But, I mean, it's more so just because tomorrow is going to be way above average, so it's going to be a nice, warm, decent day tomorrow. So today's high is 48 degrees. We're going to have some clearing of the skies throughout the day, so it'll be a little bit clearer later on. And then tomorrow, same general story, kind of just less sunshine with warm temperatures. So tomorrow's the day. If you're hanging up Christmas or holiday of any sort decorations before Thanksgiving, I feel like tomorrow's a decent day because it's going to be pretty warm out there, but it will be breezy, which I feel like it's probably going to make like lights kind of hard to put up. So I don't know. It's up to you.
Blow in the wind while you're putting them up, yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you're putting up inflatables, they will blow around while you're putting them up a bit.
But otherwise, it'll be warm. So I mean, it could be worse. I guess you have to pick your poison.
I guess 66 is that should be fairly nice and warm. Thursday is going to stay a little bit warmer too. Going to be around 60 maybe. What's bringing that in? Just a little swatch of warm air or something. We get 2 days of it, then we're back to 40s again.
So quick little weather thing. You know how you always see those like cold fronts and like those low pressure systems coming through that we get like the cold and warm fronts from?
Yep.
There's like a little section, it's called the warm sector. It's when you're behind a warm front, but ahead of a cold front. So this little wedge where you're getting winds that are warmer because they're still like before the cold front came through. So we're going to be in that tomorrow and then for part of the day Thursday. So it's like we're staying a little bit warmer just because we have the wind out of the south for once, not out of like the north or anything.
Then we come Friday, drop back down to the low 40s again.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't even think most of your day on Thursday is going to be spent in the 50s. I think we're going to see that cold front will come through with the rain. It's not even going to feel, I mean, you're not going to want to be outside anyway, so it's not really going to matter that much. And then, yeah, quickly getting back into the low 40s for Friday, and then warming back up into the 50s by a couple days later. So it's just kind of all over the place.
Yeah, it is. It is one of the. Right now it's cold. 34 at the airport, 33 here at the home studio, 32 at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling. In all of those cases, the feels like temperature is below freezing. We're back at that point of the year, Aaron, where we have to start paying attention to feels like temperatures as well.
Yeah, luckily today was not as dramatic as it was yesterday, because yesterday's temperatures, because it was so windy, the feels like temperatures were like 10 degrees below where the actual temperature was.
Yeah.
So it's just was a lot cooler. Today they're only like 3 or 4 degrees below, so not as bad, but still, I mean, when you see either, I mean, it's like adding insult to injury. It's just like you see like 32 degrees, that doesn't feel great, and then it feels like temperature's 29, and well, that just got better.
Yeah, again, in all the three temperature readings I take every morning here, they're all right now. They're all at or above freezing, but you throw in the feels like even just a couple degrees, and we're actually below freezing in all those. So, but we will warm up. So that I guess is the good news. Have you done I know 7 days out is a lot. To do any more is even more difficult. But have you given any thought to what Thanksgiving might be like? Have you kind of peeked at that?
Honestly, no.
Okay. All right then.
It's still a little bit far away. I try to not look too far out because it just then gets me in this thing where like I want that to happen, and then it's just like, well, it's going to change. We can look at the temperature outlook though. It's supposed to be below average for temperatures for that week, so we'll probably see temperatures. I'm thinking probably in like the mid to upper 40s. But,
Aaron, I'm really a question about putting a forecast together. I'm curious.
Yeah.
If you, because like you said, you don't want to go too far out. If you have already laid out in your mind what you think the forecast is going to be, does that make it harder for you to readjust your forecast if some other circumstances change? I mean, if you're 100%. Saying that it's going to be 51 on Sunday, but then when you look at other circumstance between now and then, you see things change. Is it easy in your mind intellectually for you to make a change in your forecast, or do you like to sort of hold on to that which you first came up with? I don't know if I'm asking the question right, but
no, I know what you're saying. I feel like every morning it's this constant, like I've gotten better at it over time, but I feel like you see this and you say this is going to happen, and you're like, well, did I lie to everybody yesterday? Because contrary to popular belief, none of us want to be wrong. Like we're trying our best to be right. Now it's more of a little like competition against myself, but yeah. So it's like I'll struggle at times to change it because I'm like, like I said this yesterday, I don't want to change it, and then I just have to think in my head like, well, you need to give people like the most accurate stuff with the current data that you have. So it's like as the closer you get, the more accurate the data gets, and then the better you can give a forecast. So it's like right now I'm thinking the rain on Sunday, that the chance for showers I'm calling for, I think it's going to be really, really late, but I didn't put that in there yet. So I try to, when it's a little bit farther away, I don't make it as exactly, I'm not going to tell you Sunday rain will start at 7 p.m. because it's going to change. So I've learned to try to keep it not more vague, but like just a little bit less. I still tell you the weather, but I'm not going to tell you it's going to start at exactly 7 o'clock because it's going to be a lie by the time we get there. So.
But you don't get your head in you don't get a mindset that says, I predicted this for Thursday and I'm not going to change it. If circumstances change, you just go ahead and change your forecast.
No, I get that way for like 2 seconds, and then I think about it, and I'm like, well, this is not my fault. Like, this is a very unexact science. At the end of the day, like, I think my thing is do the best with the data that I have. So if I have to change it, I have to change it. But there's always that moment for like a second where I'm like, well, I said this yesterday, so I should stick with that. But then you have to snap yourself out of it and just realize that like, if you're sticking with your old stuff, you're going to be wrong. So.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Well, more
all right, so you're calling it seasonable for the day today. 48 for the predicted high. And not as breezy, so that's good. And we'll see. Right now it's cloudy out there. At least it was last time I checked. It's going to clear up during the day today too. So all right. And 66 tomorrow. Yeah, you're
not perfectly sunny all day long, but we'll have sunshine like slowly throughout the day, more and more inching into your forecast.
Yeah, and tomorrow 66, a little bit breezy, as you said, but a good day tomorrow. Probably even today, it would be an okay day to get out and do some decorations, put a jacket on or something. If you want to get everything up and running, right? Got all your holiday decorations out and feeling good.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's like if you want, windy is probably tough for lights sometimes. Don't stand on stuff, people, tomorrow. Like, I remember my dad used to stand on a railing to put up lights, and I was like, this seems like a terrible idea. But so like when it's breezy, don't be doing that tomorrow. But you can do like it's gonna be a little bit warmer. It's like the littler things are where you don't have to endanger your life. don't do that anyways. But you know what I mean.
Don't endanger your life. I got it. All right, Aaron. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you tomorrow and see how things go. Thanks a lot. Appreciate talking to you.
You too, Howard. Have a good one, you guys.
All right. Aaron Myler from the Big 7, WTRF TV. So today, 48. Tomorrow, 66. Tomorrow, a little breezier, so watch out for that. But a couple of good days if you want to try and get outside and get your decorations up, your inflatables or your lights or whatever you're going to do. Might be a good time to do it if you want to. Opinion poll at watchdognetwork.com this week is, have you decorated for Christmas yet? Right now we're looking at about 52% say no, I wait till after Thanksgiving. About 23% are saying yes, my decorations are, I'm sorry, about 23% say no, I will be lucky to get my decorations up by Christmas Eve. And the rest of you are saying my decorations are already up. You can go to watchdognetwork.com and you can vote in that. 7:55, 5 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Biff, do I need to take a break?
We are good.
All right, I always like to make sure of that before I go any further down the road. All right, well, a couple of things that put us on the map, not necessarily a good map. Our friends at Wallet Hub have come up with today's statistics. Today they're looking at the states that waste the most food. And this is interesting if you think about it. Since we are a state where hunger is a real issue, we are the 6th most food wasteful state in the country. For some of these reasons. Our share of wasted food out of total food surplus, so all the food we have, we are the 6th worst for wasting food. We are the 5th worst for recycling food. We are the worst for having any kind of food waste disposal programs in place. And we are the worst for having any kind of food sharing programs in place. Used to be programs around here, I remember, I forget what they're called. I want to say Second Harvest, I could be wrong, where like restaurants that had leftover food would, instead of just throwing it away, could take it to soup kitchens and things like that. I don't think we have that anymore. Anyway, we are in total number 6th in the country for wasting food. And like I said, Biff, that's kind of strange. Since we are a state where hunger is an issue, you would think we wouldn't waste food so much.
Yeah, I mean...
Now, on the other hand, apparently we don't waste a whole lot of food because another Wallet Hub ranking came out this week, and once again, we're number 1. We are the fattest state in the country. Yay!
Usually Mississippi bails us out in that category, but apparently they didn't this year.
Unfortunately, not this time. Nope, we came in at the dead last, the fattest, or top of the list, however you want to look at it. We are the most obese state in the nation. We have the highest percentage of overweight children. We have the most fat kids. We have the 2nd highest percentage of fat adults, which means we have high percentages of problems, of people with problems. 2nd highest percentage of adults with high cholesterol. Highest percentage of adults who have type 2 diabetes. Yay, we're number 1 in diabetes and cholesterol and fatness. Now, you're right, Biff. If only Mississippi had just put on a few pounds, right? Because they came in number 2. If they could have just put on a few pounds, they might have beat us. But unfortunately, we beat them. Mississippi is number 2, followed by Arkansas and Kentucky. The least overweight state, Colorado. Oh, they're smoking all that dope.
They're happy out there.
They're just happy. Yeah, that's right. Although they're having a lot of munchies if you got... Anyway. Utah and the District of Columbia. That's interesting because, God, there's a lot of good restaurants in D.C. But a lot of people do a lot of walking in D.C. too. So, okay. Anyways. So there you go. And then one more survey came out. This one done by the Verizon phone company. And Verizon has determined that West Virginians watch more TV than any other state. Now, not surprising, obesity seems to be tied to TV watching. You know, I guess if you're out and about and, you know, jogging up and down the trails, you're not so fat. If you sit at home, like, me, and just watch TV all day, that adds to obesity. So we're the highest obesity state, and we're the state that has the most watched TV in the country. Interesting, Alaska's number 2. I guess, what do they do in Alaska? They
fish.
Dog sled or something? I don't know. Fish, there you go. Utah is in this one as well as the top, as least TV watching. New Mexico and D.C. also there. So, all right, there you go. Oh, by the way, since we're talking about TV watching, West Virginians watch cartoons more than anything else. What do we watch the most on TV? It ain't PBS. SpongeBob SquarePants. God help us. 8 o'clock on the Watchdog Morning Show.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
At Rush Up after it launched in.
Biff, let me know as soon as Tom's on, because I've got McKinley at 8:40, and I want to make sure I get to him on time, so I want to make sure I get to Tom early enough to get his segment in. No, I'm fine. I already made plans for Biff and Bob to take the last 10 minutes. I'm going to get off 10 minutes early. Tell him that. Just tell him to send him down. Okay, all right, because I made plans for it. Okay.